all in the wrist. Watch how I flip. Watch how I whip. I'm in the whip. All in the wrist. I never switch.
Nightfall in Minneapolis in December usually spells freezing temps, and that is precisely the case outside these walls. But we are a comfortable 72 degrees inside U.S. Bank Stadium. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Here outside. 57, Mike. Here it comes. Here it comes. Check. Lady.
On first down, Darnold. Complete. Smith has it. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is third down and 6. A shotgun snap for Darnold. And he'll get that to Michel, complete. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the third down play.
57, here we go, G.
This is the rookie from Oklahoma State, Justice Hill. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. On second and 11 now. Darnold, he's going to launch this thing way down. He's got it at the 15. It's a big play that time for the Packers. 47 yards.
Things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us or their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose one or two. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now Darnold. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's fourth down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. That opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber.
On first down, it's Smith. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. Second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Here's Frank Gore, the veteran who sits third all-time in rush yards. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up. They'll try and pick up the first with Gore. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. On 4th down, here's Brett Kern to punt the football away. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. This is taken at about the 14. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Let's face it, we've been there, we've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
So even with the pass interference, it's a completed pass. They'll go ahead and just take the play instead.
How about the effort? Making the catch despite the pass interference. Nothing else to be gained on the play. No need to take the penalty. The play stands.
Miller. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for second down.
Anthony Barr got a real education at UCLA in playing not just his normal position of stand-up outside linebacker, but down defensive end. So he had to incorporate a variety of...
It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Packers. Tyreek Hill, touchdown number 15 of the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Lutz with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Back to the air, Smith on second down. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. 70th catch for him on the year, and like so many others, this goes for a first down. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
Now on second and 13, Smith. And a catch made by Hopkins. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. Certainly worth noting he's now 1 catch away from 600. He's at 599 in his career. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. A nice first down pickup on a gain of 6.
Ready, ready. 8, read. Check. Watch twist. 80 weapons.
On first and 10, Smith. He finds Hopkins complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. DeAndre Hopkins with touchdown number 20 on the year as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Here's Darnold. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. A gain there of 21 yards.
Hey, team 6. Team 6.
Darnold on first down. And this one complete to Smith. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down. Darnold now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10. Off the draw, here's Michel. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. 7-7, our score after 1. From the 31, Darnold. And a little floater there, but it'll wind up incomplete, falling to the ground. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. It'll be a 47-yard attempt from the left hash. And Lutz's kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So he gets a shot at atoning for the earlier miss here in the first half and able to knock it through.
And what a relief for him, don't you think? Because how many games have we done where kickers missed one early and never gotten a chance to atone for it the rest of the game? That's a lot to carry around.
Let's go.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
On 3rd down, they'll run with Gore. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
They tried their best to pick up that 3rd and 1, but their surge wasn't enough to counteract what came back at them from the defensive side, was it?
Offensive line, especially in the middle, looked like they were on skates a little bit when that one started.
So now we bring up 4th and inches. This will be a critical call.
But he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Packers. Boy, he covered a lot of ground, 82 yards on the punt return. And the Packers are able to strike quickly for 6. Lutz good on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They find themselves down 17-7 as they start this drive 1st and 10. They'll try and start the drive here with Gore. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
The Vikings on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. A shotgun snap for Smith. And he finds Cook. It's a big one there for the Vikings. 46 yards. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their...
Try to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Byron Murphy, the rookie from Washington. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Now on 2nd and 13, Darnold. Got a man open, that's Harry. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Back to throw, Darnold. That's to his running back, Sony Michel. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Flushed out right. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. They'll run out of the gun with Michel. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Now on 2nd and 13, Darnold. He completes it to Boyd. And he's taken down inside the 30. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 29-yard line. Darnold going to lead the offense up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12. To throw is Darnold. To Michel on the screen. They find some open field here. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Sony Michel with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together Charles and he's got a convoy, and he might be gone. Past the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Jared Cook scoring a touchdown against his former mates. And the Vikings get the quick strike touchdown. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And the lead down to 10, 24-14.
Vikings 14.
So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And there is a flag as he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. But who's this going to be against? So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it is going to be 15 yards.
From the gun, they run with Michelle. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Darnold. And he's going to have the hook up here with Harry. And he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. From the 50, it's Darnold. Looking for Harry. He airs it out deep. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the...
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. The 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Gonzalez now to add the extra point. The PAT good. It would draw him closer, but hold on just a second. A flag is down on the field. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
53's mine. Check. 53's mine. Got you. I got you.
Fresh off the pick six, it's Darnold. He gets this one to Boyd. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A well-executed 22-yard gain. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
A gain of 12. First down.
And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up.
Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. And I do believe this is going to wind up a safety. It is. It's a safety. How about that for a wacky play? Wow, what a disaster. You talk about a guy making a good play on the interception and then just trying to be too cute on the return.
It almost felt like his own gyroscope really got out of whack, didn't it? Going backwards into your own end zone after such a great play. Totally disoriented and gave up 2 points for his team.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
Here we go. Here we go.
A final shot before the break. Darnold, he's going to rifle one deep left side. This is caught. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And this one gives his guys a 12-point lead. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Smith now to throw. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
Just work with me a second here, because in my lifetime, seeing how quarterback percentages have changed in throwing the football, I mean, back in the good old days, if you were around 50%, you were doing okay. But now, you need to be 65 to 70% to be considered an elite quarterback. And in this ball game, it feels like we're playing old school, right around 50%.
Yeah, he's under 50%. He needs to start hitting more targets. Complete to Jason Witten. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 36. The last time we saw Jason Witten on a football field instead of the broadcasting booth was, of course, 2 years ago, 2017. He had 63 catches, 560 yards, 5 touchdowns. It was his 11th Pro Bowl that season for a man who came into the league back in 2003. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Smith. It's complete to Hopkins. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 13-yard line. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. 2nd and 5 now. Smith, the quick slant caught, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Torrey Smith, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are back within a single score. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and this is back to a 5-point game. A 5-point game now, as here comes the kickoff. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And we have seen a lot on the scoreboard here in this quarter. So sometimes you talk to me about tendency breakers on offense. These defenses struggling. Are there tendency breakers on defense?
All defensive coordinators keep something in their hip pocket for these types of situations. What can we do to slow down the onslaught? But the biggest thing is,
that's caught inside the 20. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Tyreek Hill, 68 yards. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. What's good on the extra point? And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They did what they had to do to start this 3rd quarter, went down, got the touchdown, and cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that 1st touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
Now the pass, and it's into the arms of Hopkins. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. Smith now, 5 straight completions here in this 2nd half. 1st and 10. Gore. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
30 base.
2nd and 11 at the 45-yard line.
On 2nd and 11 now. Smith. And brought in by the tight end Cook. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 39. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. No chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. DeAndre Hopkins, the Pro Bowler, the intended receiver. Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. But now it's 3rd down. He's got Smith here. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a 1st down.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration, now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
13 yards, 1st down, Packers.
1st down.
53. Watch the curl. Whip. Watch the whip. Smooth.
A 1st down throw, Darnold. Wide open receiver, complete. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Tyler Boyd with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Darnold now to throw. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. So tried to throw it in for 2 points, but the D got home, brought him down.
Yeah, got home, which means there had to be good coverage. Just had nowhere to go with the ball. Typically, you're trying to throw quick hitters, quick slants, maybe even a quick fade. Nothing was open. He ends up getting sacked.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 12 yards there. 1st down, Vikings. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Smith. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
After the sack on 1st down, Smith. And this is Cook with the ground. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. A big play there for Minnesota. 44 yards. Back to throw, Smith. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, his 21st touchdown of the season. As they're now just an extra point away from getting back within 1 score. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And this is back to an 8-point game. So the lead trimmed down to 8 as here comes the kickoff, and it's away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they've got the lead here getting late into the third quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Now it's Darnold. They complete it to Hill. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one covers 29 yards. First down. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 43. On the ground, this is Michel. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Stop made there by Gerald McCoy. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And it's Michel once again. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 7 yards there and a first down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now Michel. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. Tackle made by Devondre Campbell. From the 31, Darnold. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. The Packers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Darnold from the gun. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And on that one, the production just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over at their own 20-yard line. On 1st down, it's Smith. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Grady Jarrett in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Smith. Complete. Smith has it. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Here's Brett Kern now, standing just outside his own goal line. Here's Hill on the return. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Now, the previous drive they punted, but that was just the first time they've had to do so in this game.
And when they turn on the game film, the coaches will rant about this, right? They'll say, oh, God, we got to move the ball, guys. We can't punt the ball away. But they have to keep smiles off their faces because that's the first time in the game they've had to do so. They've moved it quite well. They'll overall be happy with what they've seen.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Miller. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Damon Harrison, the one on the stop. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
17 yards on the play there as the Packers have the first down as well. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. On the ground is Michel. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. The linebacker, Anthony Hitchens, there on the stop. 2nd and 5 now. Darnold, he'll buy some time right. And that throw intercepted. It's Chris Harris, the Pro Bowl corner. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward. Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards. Offense just continues to reign supreme. Big plays, both sides, back and forth. Tough to keep track of.
It certainly is, and I'm over here just marveling at what I'm seeing. It's tough for you, though. You got to call all these big plays and have all this emotion each time they go at each other.
132 fighter, 30 base.
Now on 2nd and 13, Smith. And he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well. On 1st and 10, Smith going deep for Hopkins. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber.
Here's Smith. Gonna throw again. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Isaiah Oliver with the INT. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. They begin with Michel on the ground, and this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. So here we go, Charles, 3rd down. Any chance you're throwing?
I don't think so. I think you got to keep the clock rolling here.
And they, in fact, will throw it. He is going to find Hill here. It's a gain of 16 and a 1st down for the green and gold. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. On the ground with a tight end. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave them with a 3rd down and 6 to go. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down. Darnold escaping the pressure right. He may try and run for this. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 15-yard line. That is an absolute backbreaker. That was a design passing play, wasn't a draw. You think you got him stopped, good coverage downfield, and he's able to pick up the first with his legs. Defensively, that kicks into your psyche and hurts a little bit, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and here's the thing. Anytime you give up a 1st down, it hurts you psychologically, but it hurts more when they get it this way because you've covered everything. He didn't have any place to throw the football. He takes off running and picks it up anyway, and now you have to stay on the field for an extra set of downs.
And really could have used that stop trailing here in the 4th. But, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to